Hello, my name is Leo Fantini and I'm a local realtor here in Bellingham. I'm also a member of the Bellingham Business Association and a member of the Board of Directors as well. I'm pleased to be this month's host for Strictly Business presented by the Bellingham Business Association. The BBA is our local business organization which works towards supporting our local businesses as well as believing in giving back to the people and the community of Bellingham. Today's guests are Michelle O'Mara from the Massachusetts Real Estate Group and Bryan Hall of Threads Unlimited. Welcome, Michelle and Bryan. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Now, before speaking with our guests, I'd like to give you a brief recap of the last BBA meeting held on June 15th and catered by Lowell's Restaurant. At the June meeting, 2 scholarships of $1,500 each were presented to deserving Bellingham students, Michaela Barasotti and Alexandra Brady. And the Citizen of the Year Award was presented to Mike Connor. During the summer months, the BBA sponsored a softball game on July 6th, movie night on July 7th, and Family Fun Day on August 13th at the YMCA in Franklin. The annual BBA golf tournament is being held on Monday, September 26th at the New England Country Club, and you can check it out on the BBA website at www.bellinghambusinessassociation.org. Members can also link their business website to the BBA website for greater exposure. Each BBA meeting is held on the 3rd Wednesday of the month at a local business or town facility from 6 to 8 p.m. And the meetings feature guest speakers presenting topics of interest to local businesses. The meetings include a dinner, actually I should say a delicious dinner, catered by a local restaurant, as well as time for those attending to network together. Now it's time to speak to our guests and have a few questions for you. And Michelle, let me start with you.
Okay.
We recently have had Hurricane Irene certainly affected us locally as well as the entire state of Massachusetts, if not New England, to be honest. How did the hurricane affect your business at Massachusetts Real Estate Group?
Yes, our office was down, the electricity was down, and many of our clients' internet and phones were down, so it was very hard to communicate, and really, much of everybody was out of touch with being able to discuss any type of real estate for at least a day there. Mm-hmm. And currently, our office is having the has advertised to have open internet access for folks who don't have internet access currently in the Bellingham area.
Oh, so people can come into the office and use the computers there, that sort of thing?
Exactly.
So, okay. Excellent, excellent. Bryan, how about yourself?
Not so much. We're not open Sundays, so actually for me it wasn't a bad day. I mean, I lost power for a day. I lost power at my house for a day and a half, and it was a minor inconvenience. But I spent Sunday cleaning up and with my kids, and the weather was beautiful, and it was great, quite honestly. So I feel horrible for all the people that are still out of power. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong; it was a major, pain in the neck, but we're catching up this week. It did put us behind a little bit, but for me personally, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. So you were very lucky compared to other businesses.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the food business. I feel, for guys or people that have businesses with perishables, it had to be a tremendous hardship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I've been in your facility on several different occasions, and
yeah.
I know that your business runs on the internet as well as other businesses do, and when you're down,
right.
That's it.
But again, I have an iPhone, and that's what I used for that day. And plus, I mean, Monday was, I think, just a day of catching up for a lot of people. I mean, Franklin and Bellingham were hammered by the storm in terms of power, so we didn't expect too many people to be calling, but we got by. We're up and running full speed.
Very good. And with technology today, as you said, you can connect with your phone. So very, very good. Michelle, tell us about your business in regard to its history, the products and services that you provide, that sort of thing.
Okay. We're the Massachusetts Real Estate Group, and we're located right at 24 North Main Street. We've been at that location for about 7 years now, and we work with buyers, sellers, renters, and even some commercial real estate buys and sells.
Now, how about yourself in terms of the business? How long have you been in the real estate business yourself? How have you, for example, grown with it, learned along the way, that sort of thing?
I have been with the Massachusetts Real Estate Group for about 2 years and took my licensing class there as well, and feel like I've learned an immense amount in the last 2 years, just on all aspects. There's one thing to be able to take the course, and then there's another thing to be able to implement everything related to the learning.
Exactly. Now, Bryan, how about yourself? You know, getting involved in the business that you're involved in, the history behind it, products and services.
I got involved in the promo business or in apparel business through my years in the office products business. I was in the office supply business for 20 plus years as a sales rep and a business development manager, and it was in that space that I was introduced to imprinted promotional products for businesses. I quit my job doing that in February of 2006, and just started the business out of my house, out of a spare bedroom. I had an idea, a vision. I believed there was a gap in the marketplace for something that I wanted to start, and that then came to fruition a year later when I opened up my showroom next to Joff's on 140. I was there for 3 years, and I've been busy since the day I opened the doors. So far so good. I moved over to my current location across the street from Dairy Queen, neighbors of yours, a year and a half ago. And that's proven to be just another good move. It's a great location. The exposure is great. The shop is bigger than the first shop, and we're booming. It is really, really busy. So we're adding 3 to 5 new customers every week. So
excellent.
It's working out well.
Yeah, as far as noticeability is concerned, you're absolutely right. You've got a lot of traffic going by in the morning, the afternoon, all day long that see your business right there on North Main Street. So
yeah, I'll make sure that sign is lit up every night.
Excellent. Well, let me ask you this, Bryan, as well. In regard to your business, what do you see, or how about future expansion? How do you see yourself growing in 5 years, 10 years, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. People have asked me if this is a franchise. Occasionally I get that question, and I don't really see that happening. I have too many control issues. I think I wouldn't want to see that diluted. I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing. I mean, I'm looking for salespeople. That's a challenge right there, trying to find qualified, hungry, aggressive, people that aren't afraid to work. So that's a little bit of a challenge, but for now we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Maybe we'll expand into a bigger space. Who knows? I have another 2.5 years with an option on my lease. But again, we're growing, so I don't really see any needs to do anything different right now. We're doing tons of apparel for teams and leagues and schools and events, and our client roster continues to grow. So as far as future plans, it's just managing the growth. It's managing the growth. I'd love to bring in a salesperson, inside sales rep, and have some outside salespeople. That would be a perfect scenario. But again, it's tough finding the right people.
Just out of curiosity, how did you come up with the name Threads?
When I was hatching the idea, I wrote down probably 50 different business names, and I wish I still had that piece of paper, but they were all over the map. And Threads Unlimited, I really don't know how I came up with it. It's kind of apparel specific, but we imprint anything and everything. It was available as well. The URL was available, and spelling it that way, I wanted to spell it THREDZ for a little bit of uniqueness. When I was growing up, one of the first places I worked was a company called Business Products Unlimited. So that might have had a little bit of subconscious influence to it, but I don't really have an exciting story about how I came up with it. I just kind of wrote down a bunch of names and narrowed them down. Same thing with the logo. That's how I kind of designed the logo too.
Very good. Excellent. Michelle, you're in real estate. You said you've been in it for 2 years.
Yes.
You're growing. What do you see happening with your future as far as the business is concerned and your growth in it for the future?
Same thing, I think very similar, just growing the business. You know, I've seen from my first year to my second year, my client base growing quite a bit, and just even expanding and keeping very current with everything, the real estate skills, technology, and any ways to enhance the business.
So it's a matter of always growing, educating yourself, becoming more knowledgeable about what is current in the business.
Exactly.
So that you're ahead of the others, if you will.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, whether it's, you know, taking your graduate GRI education, or getting involved in environmental things, or, you know, just going to conferences and so forth.
So keeping ahead of the competition is what I was thinking of. Well, Michelle, what do you see as your greatest challenges in today's business world?
I think the biggest challenge is just the market in general, where right now it's just a little crazy, and the stock market is, you know, having its swings up and down, and people are unsure, you know, what's going to happen. So even though there's always going to be buyers and sellers out there, it's managing the process, and also informing people as best as you can on and helping in negotiation process, so people can get the best transactions possible.
So it's basically providing value to people you work with and so on. And you mentioned the stock market as well. I know I check it constantly. I checked it before I came here, and it is up.
To just drive yourself crazy?
So yes, so it may be down when I get back, hopefully not. Now, Bryan, what about yourself? Your greatest challenges in today's business world?
You know, credit. I mean, banks aren't lending. I think it affects everybody, not just me. You know, fortunately, I don't have a lot of, you know, capital expenses. But if I did want to expand, if I did want to buy a building, if I did want to do whatever I want to do, you know, just banks aren't lending, and that's tough. So just managing the growth with, you know, the cash flow that we have now is a little bit of a challenge. But again, I mean, we're busy, so I don't really dwell on stuff that I can't really control.
If you only could control it, that would be nice.
I got enough to do.
Well, maybe when you're ready to buy a building, we have Michelle here too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. It's got to be tough for real estate people. I mean, you know, consumer confidence is an all-time low, and you know, you mentioned what's happening in the stock market, and yeah, I don't see any positive signs coming out of Washington anytime soon.
Well, the good thing is that the rates are low, and the
Yeah.
you know, there are a lot of good deals out there on the real estate. So I think, you know, for a first-time buyer, or, you know, even somebody looking to upgrade, it is a good opportunity.
Right, and I believe the president's going to make a statement next Wednesday about the job front and growing jobs. So hopefully that'll be a step in the right direction. Bryan, what is it? You know, you said when you started out, you started your business, went along. You're doing well now. You're keeping those clients coming back. What is it that you do to keep your clientele coming back?
Everything. You know, like I said, there was a gap in the market for my type of business model. It's a unique showroom. People can come, feel, touch, take samples out of the shop. We're award-winning graphic designers. You know, our decoration and the scope of product and you know, things that we do is unmatched. There's no one else around here that's doing what we're doing. We're not a sign shop that's doing T-shirts on the side. We're not a sporting goods store that's, you know, doing decoration on the side. This is all we do. You know, we're helping people promote their brand image, brand identity. And you know, we're just going to continue to keep doing that. It's working well, and you know, I've got no complaints so far.
Now, what you mentioned, you're an award-winning business. What types of awards have you won?
We won. I don't have to remember the specifics of it. An award. It was a first-place award for a screen-printed shirt that we did for an event, a local MMA event. And again, I don't remember the specifics, but it was for design and execution of a shirt that we had made for for one of our customers. It's on display at the shop. We have it.
Now, how do you get involved with awards? Is it you send out
It
your
was
material? Submitted?
Through a trade association. It was submitted. So we're pretty psyched to win that.
I can imagine. That's great.
And we were just we were just awarded what is it? The Boston, not the Boston. The what is the local paper that has that? The Reader's Choice Award. We were awarded the Reader's Choice Award for sporting goods store in Bellingham, which I find kind of funny because we're not really a sporting goods store, but there wasn't a category for what we do. And when I got the phone call, they asked me if I knew who, why they were calling, and I said, well, yeah, you're probably calling to let me know that there's not a category again. But we won that, and that was kind of nice because again it was unsolicited, and people actually took the time to take that insert out of the paper and fill it out and send it in. So we're pretty pleased about that.
That's great. Congratulations.
And a lot of our vendors, thank you. A lot of our vendors are award-winning specialists in their given product categories.
Michelle, for you as well, I mean, what is it that you would do? Because it certainly is very important in any business to do a great job, show the value that you bring to your clients. What is it specifically that you do to bring or keep your clients coming back that, for example, someone else might not do?
Okay, I think we are very well trained at the Massachusetts Real Estate Group, and every single presentation that we do with our buyers or sellers helps to keep them very informed, and we stay very close to the process and communicate frequently in order to add a lot of value, help in the negotiation process, a lot of value-added activities.
Very, very good. Because it is important, if you're going to keep your clients coming back, as well as having your clients refer someone else to you, you really need to do that job, to take that extra step forward and provide the service that, for example, someone else might not, or might not provide it in the way that you provide it. So when someone says T-shirts or any type of material that needs a logo on it, Threads is where I'm going to go.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I find it just unbelievable sometimes the lack of customer service that you see out there. So, I cut my teeth in straight commission sales for over 20 years, and that's kind of what we do. We just treat people like customers. It's amazing the response you get back from people when you treat them like you value their business, and it's important that you execute and you do what you say you're going to do, and you outperform your competitors. So whether I'm buying a cheeseburger or a car, again, I mean, I see it all the time, and it's always on my Facebook posts. I'm pretty active, social media wise. Again, I don't know how some customers or some businesses, can stay, complacent and not really improve on their customer service. I don't know how they do it, but that's really what we emphasize, the most. It works.
Very similar customer service, staying close to the client, making sure that we hear what their needs are and address the needs. Constant communication, I think, is important.
Bryan and Michelle, I'm sure that both of you would agree that supporting the community is certainly important in any business. Giving back, if you will, in some way, shape, or form. In what ways, Bryan, do you support the community?
I'm on a local board, the BGSA, Bellingham Girls Softball Association. I've been on that board for 3 or 4 years. And we donate, I should keep track of it, but tens of thousands of dollars worth of product over the last probably 4 years. In terms of, people that are looking for sponsorships, I probably shouldn't be saying this. My phone's going to be ringing next week. But it's, it is what it is. We appreciate the fact that people reach out to us. We try to stay active in the youth sports and youth programs as much as we can. I am a small business. I'm relatively new, so it's not like I have a stack of cash in the back that I can, readily have access to. But where it makes sense and where we think we're going to get some value is where we kind of put our, our efforts in that regard.
Do you feel that you have a return on that involvement in some way?
Yes, absolutely. I won't do it unless I feel there's going to be a return. I get requests. I get a lot of requests, to put it that way, for people looking for donations, free stuff. I look at the cause A lot of times, if if it's a reciprocal relationship, that weighs heavily in my decision. If you're not a customer and you're reaching out to me for something, we're going to have a discussion about it. So, but more often than not, or actually all the time, I'm really comfortable with what we can do when we do it, and we usually get a return on it. And when we sponsor some local athletes, we're sponsoring Derek Roby, who is a high school student in Bellingham. I think he's a sophomore this year. He's 15 or 16 years old. He races cars, and we ran all his gear for free for him, just for a little logo on the car. So we do that with a local motocross racer as well. And again, I like to stay with the youth type things, but we do get involved with a ton of golf tournaments. So we're always doing stuff to golf tournaments.
Great, excellent. Michelle, how about you? How does the Massachusetts Real Estate Group give back to the community involvement, and in what ways?
We do youth sports as well. We're involved with the Bellingham Little League Association. We're also involved with sponsoring a Milford high school student from a business program who comes to the office weekly and helps with various activities on a business side. We also do the pumpkin stroll. We do prom dresses, like for the needy. We also do that. There's multitude of various community activities that the Massachusetts Real Estate Group is involved with.
So, and how do you feel in terms of people coming back when you're involved in the community, as I asked Bryan?
I think they do come back. I think they connect with the folks who give, and they'll come back and give us business in return.
Great, excellent. Bryan, I come into your store, meet you for the first time. How am I treated? Tell me what you do. I want to buy some T-shirts.
It's a pretty low-key, laid-back, open environment. I'm not hidden in an office. Everything is very open, much like the showroom. We don't jump all over you. I mean, the showroom kind of speaks for itself, and obviously you've been in the store. It's designed specifically to get eyeballs on things and to get people thinking about what they ideas. It's an idea factory. We just ask pretty much, how can we help you? What can we do for you today? It's not rocket science. It's just treating people like you appreciate their business. We get customers coming in, new customers coming in, every day, all day. And if I'm not there, I've got an extremely qualified admin, Debbie Olson, who's awesome. And she's not even from the business, but I'm comfortable leaving the shop for as long as I need to leave the shop, whether it be a day, an hour, or a week. And she's well versed and can help anybody with pretty much anything.
Yeah, as you said, I've certainly been in your store on several different occasions.
It's a pretty friendly place.
It really is, and I must say, the first time that I ever came in and met with you, very, very knowledgeable. You sat in front of the computer there, and I told you what we were looking for, what we wanted, what we needed, and it was all right there, instantaneously. Right. You didn't say, give me an hour a day or a couple of days and come back.
Organized.
Right then and there, it was all set.
Right.
So
thanks.
Much appreciated. Now, how about yourself, Michelle? I come into your office, meet you for the first time. I may be looking to sell a property. I may be looking to buy a property. Whatever. How am I treated by you? What do you do to make me feel comfortable?
Same thing, very friendly. We always have an agent right at the front desk welcoming anybody who comes in. We find out about their needs, get into detail about why they come into the office, or if they're calling, why they're calling for, and work with them, with whatever needs they might have.
So actually, it sounds as if the two of you, even though you're in different businesses, do the same thing, in the sense of, I come in, you find out what my needs are, what my wants are, what my future aspects might be in terms of the product that you are providing to me, and make me feel comfortable in that way as well as in others.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, my business, everything we do is custom. So we don't have like a stock book of anything, really. So, we do have to kind of quantify and qualify what it is you're trying to do, whether it's an event or who the audience you're trying to touch is, the lead time, the budget, etc. But again, we just try to make people feel comfortable. It's pretty low key. I mean, you can see how I'm dressed. I spent 20 years wearing a suit and tie. So, again, I mean, there's a real emphasis on the value of the visual impact when you come into the showroom. And again, if you've ever been there, if you come on in and you'll see that. So I think that puts people at ease right away because they can look around and immediately see, well, these guys look like they know what they're doing. And it's not an accident.
So it's set up specifically, welcome, here I am, here is what I offer, that sort of thing, for the two of you.
Yes.
It's that. I mean, I'm the face of the business. I own the business. So you're dealing with, you're dealing with the owner, which I think, people hear the story. They know that you've started it from scratch. You didn't, buy something from someone else. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that resonates with a lot of people. The passion that you have to run and start your own business. So,
on many occasions, people like to find out or delve a little deeper into who you really are. So let me ask the two of you, and Michelle, I'll start with you. Could you tell our audience something about yourself that would surprise people?
Okay, yes. Well, probably two things I can tell them. One would be that I'm originally not from this area. I'm from the upstate New York area, so that's where a lot of folks think I have an accent. And the second thing would be, very similar to your background. I was in the corporate world and corporate finance for about 20 years. So
it's fun, isn't it?
It's fun. Before I changed into the real estate world.
Very good. Bryan, how about yourself?
I'm going to dovetail off of that. I spent over 20 years wearing a suit and tie, which I think is kind of, I look back on that and laugh. And I watch a lot of cooking shows. I like to cook. So, I thought about that when you showed me that earlier, and I have no idea what would surprise people, but I'm an avid cooking fan. I watch a lot of cooking shows. It's not all I watch, but that's really all I got.
We're going to have to get together sometime to exchange recipes because I love to cook. What's your favorite recipe, Bryan?
I don't have a favorite recipe. I kind of wing it a lot, but I'm comfortable in the kitchen, and my wife appreciates that. I find it relaxing, and who doesn't like to eat?
So a little bit of a jack of all recipes then.
Yeah.
Whatever moves you.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be on the menu. Oh, excellent. Very, very good. Very, very good. Well, I appreciate the two of you, being here today and sharing your thoughts, insights, and valuable information with the audience. And I want to thank you, Michelle and Bryan, as I said, for being with us during this segment of Strictly Business. And as I said in the beginning, it's sponsored by the Bellingham Business Association. So our audience will know the September meeting of the BBA will be held on September 26th, and it's at the New England Country Club. And it will feature a fun golf experience, and even if you don't know how to play golf, it's a Florida style format, so everybody gets to play and have fun. And also there will be good food, as there has been in the past tournaments, and networking, very, very important for business people who attend. And even if you're not specifically in a business that you own, part of a business, networking and connecting with others in the community is very, very important. And as I said, a wonderful meal will be served for all to enjoy. And for more information about the Bellingham Business Association, please visit our website at www.bellinghambusinessassociation.org. And we are always looking for new members and would be pleased to discuss membership and our organization with you. So call or email us at any time. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Leo.
Thanks, Leo.
You're welcome.